Today I'm going to show you how to make this Jasmine Tsum Tsum using polymer clay. Let's get started. Now the first two colors I'll need for making jasmine are jade. This is a shade of green and I actually bought Fimo Effects jade. And then we just have some flesh toned clay here. So this is the face and then this is the body. So what I did with the face was I flattened it on my mat because I'm going to be joining these two pieces together. And then what I'll do with the body is I'll just cut off a little bit of the front just to make that flatter, and then I'll press that flat on my mat. I have two little pieces of jewelry wire that I'll place right here in the body, and then I'll just slide the head on the front of this. Here are my two pieces of wire. Figure out which part will be the top and which part will be the bottom, and then slide this on. Press flat on your mat again and join the two pieces together. Here's a tiny little flesh colored piece of clay that I'll be using for her nose. So find the middle of her face and just place this right in the front and then just press it flat like this. The eyes, I have two tiny black pieces of polymer clay, and for the eyes I like to mark where they're going to go, so you can use something like a little pencil or something like that and just mark where you want the eyes to go. In this case her eyes are really close to her nose, so see the two little marks that I left there? And then take your clay, roll it up, flatten it, and then just place it where the eyes are supposed to go. Like this. And I'll do the second one. Flatten it, and then just place it where it's supposed to go. If it's not flat enough, you can use the back of a lollipop stick or something like that just to flatten it. Don't press too hard, but just flatten it a little bit. Like this. Jasmine's ears, I have this piece of polymer clay shaped like a little circle. I'll just cut this right into two equal pieces so they look like two half moons, and then I'll just take one and put them on either side of her head. I like to face them forwards, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Like this, and then I can take something and press it behind just really gently. And then what I can do is fold them backwards, like this. From each ear she has a tiny gold earring hanging, so I have a piece of yellow polymer clay here that I'm going to cut in half just like I did with her little ears. And then I'm going to place one on each of her ears. They hang about halfway down. I'll just place one right here, very gently. I'll press it down in a minute, like this. And then I'll take the other one and place it on the other side, and then I'll very gently press that and attach it to her ears. Now for the front of Jasmine's hair, I cut out something that's shaped like this. And you really have to keep measuring it as you go along to make sure that it will fit around her ears, and just cut off the excess. So what I do first is I press down the front part, put it right where I want it to go, press down the front, and then put this back part behind her ears like this. And then wrap it around, and then once you're finished doing that, you'll press it down and you'll cut off all the excess. And then there's another part that goes at the back. Now that I've finished trimming off the excess hair, what I can do is add her little headband, this part here. And so for that I have a piece of green, the same green that she has on her dress. And I have it rolled into a little log, but I'll just flatten it like this. And then what I'll do is just cut it into two pieces. And then I'll take one of my pieces from the front over here and then just wrap it around back to the head like this. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Start at the front. This will be covered by her jewel, so don't worry about that. And then just cut off any excess that you have. Now for this jewel, what I did was I took a piece of green and I placed it on top of a piece of blue like this. I'll use the bottom of this shape just to cut out the bottom of it so it has that nice little curved shape. I'll show you what I mean. Like this. And then what I'll do is I'll take a straw and just squeeze it until it's shaped more like an oval, like this. just press it down on top of the green and the blue together, and then lift it up, and you should have a nice shaped jewel. Now here's the jewel, and what I did to give it this little pointed end was I just squeezed the end a little bit, squeeze the tip of it, and then I can flatten it with my finger, and then just place it right here on top of her headband. And then just press it down, like this. Now before I attach the back of Jasmine's hair, what I'll do is attach this little thin stripe that goes around her dress, this part of her. So what I'll do is I'll just place this right where it's supposed to go, over here, wrap it around. You're going to be cutting off the excess, so wrap it all the way around, and then cut off the excess, and then you can flatten it down with your finger, just so that it attaches. So just cut off the excess here, and cut off the excess here. Now I decided to attach her feet first, before I attach the rest of her hair, so I have 2 little green balls and 2 little peach ones. The peach ones go in the front, and the green ones go in the back. So all you do is take your ball, make it into a little oval, like this, and then just flatten it with your finger, and place it right where you want it to go, like this. And then all you do, just to make sure it stays nice and secure there, is you can take the back of a pencil or anything that you have, I'll be using this, and then just press the tip of it down like this, just the edge of it, just so that it sticks to the bottom and it won't come off when you're baking it, like this. Now I finished attaching all of Jasmine's feet, and here I have the rest of the hair that will be going on, and I attached some green to it because she has green on it here, 2 green pieces. And so I'll just be wrapping this right around. You can cover up the back of the headband, that will cover up all the imperfections on the back. And then just wrap this around, and the same thing again, cut off all the excess. So it ends up looking like this. Now I finished adding the hair on Jasmine, I trimmed off all the excess, and she's ready to be baked. And when she's finished baking, then I'll draw in her little eyelashes here on the side, and then her eyebrows. I also made a tiny little white bird to go along with her, because in the garden scene where she's with Raja, she has a little white bird in her hand. So I'll bake her, and then I'll finish her up. And now my Jasmine Tsum Tsum is finished. I colored in her eyebrows and eyelashes with a black Sharpie, and then I glossed her all over with Sculpey Gloss. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and post in the comments. And if you want to learn how to make this Jafar with Iago sitting on his back, I have the video for this also on my channel. Thanks for watching.